Hi all, I am Preprocessing and I have been taking MLP sessions, machine learning practices course sessions this term. I also have MLP and MLP project, but I know machine learning uh, from you can say 2 years from now. So yes, I know the all the concepts and everything in detail. So that's why I'm helping you all by taking the sessions and clearing up this subject as much as possible. And I am recording all the sessions and uploading the video in my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel. Uh, Here I will upload the today's session recording also. Okay, so you can subscribe to it for the YouTube, like for the recording of today's revision session. Also, like till now, we have done 9 sessions, starting from very basics, Numpy, Pandas, till we have covered all the topics till week 4. Also, a little bit of regularization, which is in week 5. And so, first we will go through the overview of like all the weeks. All right. Then we will move on to PYQs. This is the PYQ PDF for all the various terms PYQs. This Nandan Reddy has shared it, so yes, all credit to him. Then while discussing the PYQs and while going through the topics, if any one of you, yes, I will share that in the group. Okay. If any one of you have like any doubt whenever we are discussing some topic or going through some topic, so you can simply interrupt me in between. Okay, there is no problem. No need to raise your hand or something. You can directly interrupt me, and we will discuss that specific topic. We will also go through the mock. All right. So, shall we start? And guys, please keep the session interactive. आप भी अगर साथ साथ बोलोगे तो that will be better. Okay. Yeah. So let's start. First is okay. Is the font size clear?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yep.
Okay. So first session is numpy. I know numpy pandas आप लोगों को आते होंगे mostly, but फिर भी एक छोटा सा 1 minute का recap ले लेते हैं, just to clear everything. All right. So numpy is a library we use for doing the mathematical and linear algebra computation, all the stuff. All right. So numpy को हम normally np से use करते हैं. Most of the it is a convention which is made till now. So we import the numpy as np. Then in numpy we don't have any kind of list or set. We have arrays. We mainly deal with arrays or matrices. All right, in mathematics too, as a like data structure which you can say. And array is similar to a vector. There is no difference. Okay. So generally we create a list. We have something like this syntax, and to create an array, we just have to like pass on that list into np.array function. So this is how we create an array. All right. And we can also create array of different data types as well, and their data type will change to like some other. So this is representing some unicode uh, data type. And in array we have various attributes uh, like which are used by the pandas data frame and series as well. All right. So first we have shape. Shape basically represents, as the name suggests what is the shape of an array. It means how many dimensions it has, and in each dimension how many uh, elements do we have. All right. So here we have a single 1D array, so we have only one dimension, and shape always gives us a tuple, and in one dimension, in the first dimension only, we have 5 elements, so it is like providing 5 here. Then we have a 3 by 2 matrix, so sorry, 2 by 3 matrix. All right. 2 by 3 array or matrix, and here we have the same 2 by 3 shape. And using the d type attribute, we have the data type, and these are like some basics. After that, yeah, we have one more thing, which is endim. Endim basically represent what is the overall dimension. So the first parameter of the shape basically is the number of dimensions we have. Okay. So yeah, these are all the things. And size basically represent what size each element is taking in the array. Okay, so like here we have 5 elements, and you can see the size is 5 here. uh, okay, yeah, sorry, size basically represents, I mean, sorry, how many elements do we have. It's not how much size it is occupying. So we have 5 elements, so that's why we are getting 5 and 6 for this. And here we'll get yeah, here we'll get 8. Then for each, like how much size each element is occupying, that is how much memory, how much RAM it is occupying, we can get it via item size. So item size give us, like as we have the data type int64 here for this array, so 64 represents, we are using 64 bits, and to convert the 64 bits into bytes, if we like divide it by 8, we'll get the 8 as the item size. That means each element is occupying 8 bytes of memory. Okay, and if we multiply size by item size, we'll get the total size which our array is occupying, because size is the number of elements, item size each element, how much memory each element is occupying. Okay, so this is how like we can get the complete size of the array. This is something optional, but when you have, like when you are dealing with the big data set, then you might have to like check how it is working. Okay, then we have some more things like doing the dot product. We can do the dot product via this np dot function, or via single at the rate, okay, between two array or matrices a1 at the rate a2, do the dot product and results the same which we have. And multi-dimensional array slicing and all the things, these are the basic things. And indexing, also filtering. Do you guys have any doubt in all this? If anybody has any doubt in any like numpy topic, you can just like raise speak up directly, or write it in the chat box.
A very small thing which I do not know why it not did not occur to me before. But
Mm-hmm.
can two, like every array can have multiple dimensions, but can two dimensions have unequal number of elements?
That is depend upon the array you are making, like
Yeah, but
it is up to
uh,
you.
it,
Mm-hmm.
it is possible, right? Like
Yeah,
the
it is
first
possible.
has three elements, second has two, third has
Okay,
maybe
no,
four.
no, 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 that is not possible, that is not possible.
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
Let me show you simply. uh, okay, it is loading, just give a minute. So I'll just run it, and yeah, numpy and these are already imported. So you mean to say something like this, if we have like a 2D array, in first element we have 2 elements in first list, and
Yes,
then in second list we have more than 2 elements, right? Or
correct.
yeah, or a different, if we run this, we'll get an error that the dimension doesn't match. So it is running right now, the first cell. Okay, let me run this. Right, yeah. So now if I run this, you can see I'll get the error, value error, that the dimension is not homogeneous, like basically the dimension is not same for all the inner elements. So it should be like
Correct, correct.
symmetric or equal, you can say.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. And anybody else have any doubt? Okay, if you guys have no doubt, you can just give a thumbs up, and we will move on to the second, which is topic, which is pandas. Okay, all right. So then in pandas, okay. So in pandas, pandas is a library for doing all the data manipulation stuff. Okay. So from NumPy we can get a raw data, but we do not get any information about, like we do not get basically जब भी data होता है हमारे पास, normally we have the raw data, so we have to convert them into a specific information. So in pandas we deal with that informative data, like we have a table, you can say, okay, and that table is known as data frame mainly. We have two data structures mainly in Pandas, which is series and data frame. Series is, you can say, similar to array because that is dealing with the 1D data, and if we have more than one dimensional data, we deal it with the help of data frame. Okay, so this is how we create a data frame normally. Okay, I have passed a dictionary here. The keys which I have passed, these will work as a like the column names, and then we have the values as a list. All right, this is a normal syntax of use creating a data frame. Then we have a very important function which is my df.info. Info basically gives us the information of all the columns we have, number of null values do we have, and what is the object of the data type. Sorry, what is the data type of the specific column. At the end it gives us a summary like how much memory it is using, and which like uh, how many columns are for each data type we have. Okay, so this you can see here, very like a brief overview about our data frame which we have just created. Then we have another important function which is describe. Describe gives us like describe normally takes all the numerical columns we have. So here we have two columns, name and marks. Marks is a numerical column, it is an int. So it gives us a brief summary of all the like a brief summary in various you can say various means like count, what is the total count, what is mean, standard deviation, minimum 25th percentile, 50th percentile which is median, and 75th percentile, then we have the maximum. Okay, and this is like I'm using a Stack Overflow data frame here. So yeah, also like one more function, two three more functions which are similar. First one is head. Head by default returns the first 5 rows. Okay, then similarly we have tail. Tail returns last 5 rows, and we can in fact provide a n in between the head or the tail like as a parameter that give us first n or for last n rows. Okay, and then the shape which we have in NumPy. Okay, and endim which is the dimensions we have, and then we have the info. So info is similar. Here you can see we have a lot of columns and different numbers. You can see these numbers represent how many values are non-null in each column. Okay, so now if we see at the end, this data is occupying 43 MB almost, and in the RAM, and we have 60 object columns. And okay, what are objects are basically in data frame we mainly have the numeric data types under which float, int, unsigned intent, all the numeric data types covered up. Then we have the object data type, like when we have string, list, set, or dictionary, any kind of object we are dealing with, or in fact the bytes, uh, pandas consider it as a object. Okay, not any specific string or list. Also we have some more data types like date, time, and all, but that also at the end we have to convert them into numbers for the training of the machine learning model. All right, and this is the summary as I said. And also we have one sample returns randomly selected n rows. So by default sample give us one row. If we pass in 5, we get 5 random rows from the data. This is better to like get a brief insight about the data, how our data looks. Okay, and then we have a index parameter. Index returns whatever the index we have. Then columns gives us the a list of columns where we have like each column name as an element. Okay, and to access a specific column there are two ways. First is in the square brackets passing by like the string as a column name. Okay, second way is just directly passing writing dot and the column name. This we do not like, generally it is not recommended because we might have same column name as some like attribute of the data frame like shape you can say, or endim you can say. So that's why this syntax is recommended by using square brackets. And for to select multiple columns we can pass a list directly. Okay, like this. And Mainly all things we have covered. To access a specific row, we use the, like, we can use two things. One is ilog, and similarly we have log also. Okay, the difference between ilog and log is, ilogs, as the name suggests, it has I, so you can identify it as it is checking the integer index. So by default, indexes, like integer indexes, we have in Python from 0. Okay, so uh, ilog 0, uh, if I do ilog 0, we'll get the first row. Okay, and if I pass by a comma, then we'll get the specific, that row, it will select this specific row, then that specific column. Okay, so these are some of the examples for ilog. Then we have the log basically using the index which is provided in the data frame. So here we have index from 1, then we can only provide like the 1, here we cannot provide 0, and for the columns we can provide the column name in the log. So this is it. uh,
Currently,
yes,
in log, df.log, you have written 1:11:2.
right.
What it signifies?
Okay, yeah. So this is like I'm selecting from 1 to 11, first, like 1 to 11 rows. Then I have like this one more 2. This basically represent the step. Okay. Similarly, we have in range function. So this is the step we are taking. So by this we are selecting all the even rows, like from 1 to 11. So here you can see 1, 3. The index is obviously in 1357. It is odd, but the rows are even if you check. So
Yes, yes.
this is
Because
the
it comes
slicing
from.
which we are doing here.
Yes, a similar query regarding the head and tail.
Mm-hmm.
Do we also have step in head and tail, like the
uh,
last 5 rows in tail
okay.
with step of one?
Okay, that I have to check. Mainly, I think there is no specific.
Sorry, I know
Yes.
that DF 1:11 is clear. 1:11.2, what does it signify?
Can you like speak a little bit louder?
1:11,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you had now. Is it clear now?
Okay, it is here. Yes.
Okay, that where you had the data frame 1:11, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that one is clear. Okay, so starting from 1 to 11.
Mm-hmm.
But what is it after that you have another colon and two? So what does that do?
Okay, it is like first we have the start from where we have to start, then we have the end value, कहाँ तक हमें जाना है, then we have the step size. Okay, so by default step is 1, so we
Oh,
only
okay,
iterate via 1, then 2, then 3. If we have step size of 2, then it will take the first, then after that it will add 2 in it, then we'll get the 3, hence the third row, and then the fifth row, then seventh row, then 9, and then
got it.
11th.
So it is the index value, isn't it, that automatically gets created when we
Yes,
create
by
data frame?
slicing it automatically created. And
Okay.
just one thing to be noted, like whenever you use ilog, then at ilog, that 11 is not the stop value is not included. Okay, so here I am
Okay.
doing ilog like till 11. So uh, okay, there is 11 here, but it is not included by default. But in log it is included the end value. So this is one thing which should be like we should note, because in ilog we are doing the integer indexing. So if we try to access, okay, let's say we have a data frame which has 10 rows. If we try to access by like using ilog and pass in 10, then we will get an error. Rather we have to give in 9, because indexing start from 0 in ilog, general integer indexing. So this is one thing, and then here we have done some more slicing examples. And after that, these are the main things. Yeah, some more functions, important functions you can say. First one is unique gives us number of a list of an array of unique values do we have in each column. Okay, df age unique gives us all the unique values in age array, in age column. And value counts is similar to unique, but it is different. Like it gives us the count of each unique value, like how much each value is occurring. So by default it gives us the count. If we want the ratio instead of count, then we can pass in normalize equals true. Okay, then we'll get the ratio, which is also the relative frequency. Okay, so it is all add up to 1. Then one important function is null and is n, both are same, so it gives us like whatever whether a specific value is a null or not. So if we pass in, like if we call the sum after calling the is null, then we will get the sum of, like for each column wherever we have null, it will like add a 1 in that, you can say. Like for if we normally do df dot is null, we'll get a data frame of true and false, a boolean values, all right. And then if we do the sum on it, we'll get the sum, like how many null values do we have in each column. So in age we have 0, in employment we have 1286 null values, and so on and so forth. So then if we do the sum again, then we'll get this complete column sum, which gives us the total number of null values do we have in our complete data frame. Okay, so this is just we are calling sum again and again. So this is the sum, and drop and basically removes
In sum, if we keep
yes.
axis equal to 1 or axis equal to 0, can you please clarify
Sorry,
this?
can you speak louder?
In the sum,
Mm-hmm.
axis equal to 1, axis equal to 0, can you
Okay,
clarify that?
yeah, let me tell you.
In is
So
n.
let's suppose this is a R array. In data frame and in numpy, the sum works the same way. Okay, if I do normally a dot sum, I'll get the complete sum. Okay, if I want the sum of you can say rows only, then I'll pass x is equals 0, then I'll get the sum of rows. So here I'm getting like the sum of this, which is 3, and the sum of this row, which is 5. If I want the sum of like only columns, sum by every column, okay, then I'll pass x is 1, which is again this. Okay, let me change this to some, yeah, 5 3, that would be better. Now if I run this, okay, sorry, x is 0 gives us the column. I always get confused in this. X is give us the column sum, x is 1 gives us the row sum. Yeah, so this is the row sum we are getting by x is 0, and sorry, x is 1, and by x is 0 we are getting the column sum. So this is the use of x's parameter. The same is in the uh, pandas also. Okay, there is no difference.
In is n a, default it will take sum axis equal to 0, right?
Yeah, in pandas default it will do the sum x is 0, and because each of
So
the
here
columns,
null values it is taking through the column sum.
right, right, right. And in numpy generally do the sum by default if we do not pass any x's. So yes, these are some of the basic things. And mainly, like, do you have any doubt in pandas, like in any specific function or something like that?
Sir, I want to know, sir, somewhere we put a small bracket after function, and somewhere we put a star bracket, somewhere do not
Okay, can you
put
speak a
any
little bit
bracket.
louder?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
I'm saying, sir, somewhere we put a small bracket like d dot sum,
Mm-hmm.
and in d dot end time, we do not put any bracket. How to know such things, sir?
Okay, see, wherever you put the brackets, that is there we are calling a function. Okay, so like here, okay, if we here I am putting the curly braces, oh sorry, not
Yes,
the
sir.
curly braces, parenthesis.
It's a small
So
bracket.
this is a function, head is a function, but if we use df dot shape, अगर मैं top पे जाऊँ, if I go to the, okay, very top, yeah, so if we use where is, yeah, okay, let me go here. If we use a df dot shape, so shape is a parameter, not, it is not a, you can say it is not a function. Ab aap, like, how can you differentiate between whether it's something is a shape or not? It's a general intuition. Like अगर हम उसकी whatever we are using, whether it's whatever name we are passing, if you think it changes, it do any kind of transformation or anything in the data, it gives us some different values whenever we call it, then it is a function, you can say, because in function we have a specific output for a specific input, but attributes always remains the same. Okay, the value of attributes always remains the same. Doesn't matter how many times I call the shape, I'll get the same answer. But if I call the like df dot head or tail with different parameters by passing like the n, then I'll get a different values. So this is like a basic thing. हमारे पास ज़्यादा attributes नहीं होते in data frame. Main we have is shape only. Shape को हम बहुत ज़्यादा use करते हैं. बाकी आप जो है एक data set ले लो and you can practice it. Okay. Write all the functions and attributes. Just practice for 10 minutes. आपको पूरा clear हो जाएगा. It is more about practice rather than like learning what is an attribute or what is function.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
पांडास में स्पेसिफिकली किसी को कोई डाउट है? ओके. Normal and arrays are defined with normal brackets and data frame use square. I have seen them. Okay. See, array is a function and p dot array, like here we are defining. So function always, like to call a function we always use parentheses. In this we are passing a list, Python list. Okay. And in pandas, what you have said, like we are using square brackets, that is to accessing a specific column. Okay, square bracket mein we are passing a specific column. Also like using ilog and all the different methods, that is ilog, log and at, they also like takes this square slicing indexing mainly, you can say. Okay. So ये भी आपको प्रैक्टिस से पता चलेगा that there is not much difference. Only difference is square brackets are used for accessing any elements. Okay, and these round brackets, do not mix them. These are for function calling. These are for nothing else. It is like to call a function. So I hope pandas में सबको सब clear होगा. Next we have, like in week 3 we have the data pre-processing. Okay, that is a little, it's like big, we can say. So in data pre-processing, okay, let me write it. In data pre-processing we have like imputing missing values. Okay, and then we have encoders, and then we have feature transformation, which is like either using polynomial transformation and all. Transformation I'll simply write, and scaling we have, and at the end we have feature selection, which is not in the data pre-processing mainly, but yes, it is to be done. So in all in these 5 topics, आप लोगों को किस में डाउट है? जिसमें if you have the doubt, we will cover that only. Or if I show you here, this is like in the imputer we have these 2 functions जो हमारे उसमें covered है in the week 2, simple imputer and KNN imputer. Do you guys have any doubt in this data cleaning stuff?
KNN imputers and in encoding and transformation.
Okay, encoding and transformation. Okay, so let's start with the
Can you
KNN.
also, can you also cover feature transformation? Polynomial transformation.
Which transformation?
The interaction part alone.
Okay, yes, we will cover that in PYQ, because I have seen some questions in PYQs which are using that polynomial features interaction, right? Can you show?
Polynomial features are not coming. I think yesterday TA session he was telling.
Okay, then that is good. But like
Polynomial
we'll just go through once.
degree 2 or degree 3. So he was saying that this is not part of Big One.
Because it is part of week 5. It is only till week 4 we have.
That's why it is a little bit confusing that which portion is coming and which portion is not.
Okay, main, like I have this list of the topics we have till week 4. Okay, I will share you all this list as well as in the video description and in the group after the session. So आपको एक आइडिया मिल जाएगा कि हमें सिर्फ यही चीज़ें प्रिपेयर करनी है, ठीक है? If you found anything else except these, you can ignore that stuff. Okay, so KNN imputer, like KNN imputer is mainly depends upon the idea of KNN algorithm, which is K nearest neighbors. Do you know what is like how K nearest neighbor works? Okay.
It forms clusters, I think, and among the
Right,
clusters,
based on the neighbors. Right.
Distance is being calculated.
Right. So let's suppose we have 3 rows. Okay, I'm writing each row as a list. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here, okay, I'm writing nan. So nan is a missing value, you can say. And here, let me write 6. And here we have, let's suppose, 10 and 15 and 16. Okay, so these 3 rows we have. Let's suppose if if we have passed as 1, okay, then what it will do is wherever in which row we have like okay, so if okay, just check the one example, k equals 1, then whatever row wherever we have the nan values, it will take that row, and here we have passed 1, so it will take like then one neighbor, like from left hand side and from right hand side, so it will take this one, like this first column and this third column. Okay, let me write it here. So this first and third column it will take, it will find the distance from like their adjacent rows. सबसे पहले इस रो से डिस्टेंस इट विल कंप्यूट, देन इसका डिस्टेंस कंप्यूट करेगा. लेट्स सपोज इसका डिस्टेंस आ गया सम लेट्स से 10 आ गया. आई एम नॉट डूइंग द कैलकुलेशन, यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस इट इज. ओके, सो इसका डिस्टेंस आ गया 10 एंड इसका आ गया 20. सो विच एवर हैज़ द लोएस्ट डिस्टेंस उसकी ये वैल्यू ये इम्प्यूट कर देगा. सो हेयर वी हैव द 10 डिस्टेंस हेयर from this row to this, so it will impute 2 here. Okay, so this is how KNN works. मैंने जो है इसको डिटेल में like this is a basic intuition you can say, and like KNN imputer how it works. अगर like if you want to see a complete example, I have covered that in the data pre-processing session also. Okay, so उसमें भी आई हैव शोन सिमिलर एग्जांपल, बट आई हैव शोन इन वेरी मच डिटेल. बट आपको इंट्यूशन लाइक बेसिक आइडिया मिल गया व्हाट इज केएनएन इम्प्यूटर इज, हाउ इट वर्क्स?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
हमें will we be expected to find the distance?
See, KNN imputer का क्वेश्चन आएगा नहीं. अगर आया तो ऑफ कोर्स देन यू हैव टू फाइंड द डिस्टेंस. डिस्टेंस इज यूक्लिडियन डिस्टेंस. लाइक जितने भी नॉन कॉलम्स हैं उनका डिस्टेंस निकालो. लाइक फॉर दिस simply do 1 minus 4 and square plus 3 minus 6 and square. This is the distance we will get. Okay, so this, let's suppose this is x for column, sorry, with the row 1, and for the row 3 let's suppose we get a distance as y. So whichever row has the lowest distance उसके जो रिलेटिव कॉलम वैल्यू होगी ना नैन वाली, सो हेयर वी हैव दिस नैन वैल्यू. सो हमें सेकंड कॉलम में देखना है, एंड सेकंड कॉलम जोन से भी रो का डिस्टेंस सबसे कम होगा उसका सेकंड कॉलम की वैल्यू वी विल इम्प्यूट देयर. सो यहाँ पे 2 आ जाएगी, एंड देयर वी विल गेट, इफ वी हैव दिस एज द लोएस्ट डिस्टेंस देन यहाँ पे 15 आ जाएगी. दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स, एंड ये फॉर्मूला.
Thank you. Thanks.
Suppose here k equals to 2.
Then it will take 2 nearest neighbors. K nearest neighbors define like how many neighbors we are taking in consideration. So 2 means like हम और rows ऐसे ले रहे हैं, or rows and or like columns mainly we are taking. Okay, so let me just like clear it once. KNN computer. nearest neighbor found in the training set. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, sorry, that is not for the row. K is for the, sorry, it is for the number of columns we are taking. Okay. So, if K equals to 2, we will take two columns, like हम ऊपर के two columns लेंगे and नीचे के two columns लेंगे, and out of all these four columns, we will find whichever column has the, sorry, ऊपर के two rows and नीचे के two rows, and we will find whichever row has the lowest distance. We will use that specific column's value and replace it with nan. This is the how KNN imputer works. And is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Next, like, okay, simple imputer. In simple imputer, we have various strategies: mean, median, and we don't have mode. Instead of mode, we have most frequent. So इसका आप थोड़ा ध्यान रखना बस. Okay. Okay, feature engineering, polynomial features. इसका we will see in the PYQ. Okay. And transformation. In all of these three encoders, do you guys have any doubt in any one of them, or any one? Like, one hot encoder is clear?
One hot encoder, you can just.
Okay. So let me simply take an example. Let's suppose I have a column named city. Okay, here I have various cities. Okay, let me just use the initials. Okay, Delhi, Mumbai, okay, Chennai and Kolkata. Then again we have, let's suppose, say Delhi. Okay, and we have a lot of rows in the specific column. So one hot encoder, basically what it do is it first finds how many unique values do we have. Okay, so k, let's suppose we have k unique values, and for that k unique values it will create k columns. Okay, sorry, k columns. It will create k columns based on these k unique values. Okay, so this is how one hot encoder works. Now let me show you with this example how it will do here. So here we have 1 2 3 4 5. So okay, we have 5 unique values. Okay, then it will create 5 unique columns for each of the value. So this is the new data frame we will get, of course, because
Four unique value, na? Delhi, Mumbai.
Oh yeah, sorry, 4
Chennai,
unique
Kolkata.
values. Sorry. First is Delhi. So by default, जो one hot encoder है, it provides like it use the column name, then underscore, and then that specific value. So I'm just using the first letter, city underscore Delhi, then city underscore Mumbai, and city underscore Chennai, city underscore Kolkata. Okay, this is how it will create a data frame, and जहाँ पे भी we have those specific values, it will give us one. So Delhi पे, like for first row we have Delhi, second row we have Mumbai, third this, and 5 this. Okay, बाकी सब के लिए it will provide zeros, and then we have Mumbai, so it will do something like this. Mumbai के लिए we have 1. Rest of the columns we will get the value as 0. Okay, and for the Kolkata we
Only the
get,
doubt is it will arrange in alphabetical manner or
no, it
the
will arrange
order which is given.
based on the order of the rows we have. पहले we have Delhi, so it will take Delhi first. There is no specific order, you can say. ऐसा कोई option भी नहीं आएगा वैसे तो. Like if one hot encoder we on some specific data frame and you will get some shuffled data sets and you have to select. By default it will take the row order only, जिस order में we have passing the data. Okay, and for the Kolkata, okay, for the Chennai here, Chennai, and then for the Kolkata, then again if we get the same value like Delhi we get again, so वापस से हम यहाँ पे 1 लिख देंगे. Okay, so this is how one hot encoding works, and बाकी सारे rows के लिए भी it will do something like this. So is it clear, guys?
Yes, just tell me one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That, when we used to this one hot encoder,
Okay,
then what is the use of
there is no specific, you can say, rule for using the one hot encoder. It's just another way of creating more features. Main thing is to encode the object columns into numeric columns. Okay, so we have like one more also, ordinal encoder. Ordinal encoder just map them into like their specific integer values. It doesn't create new features. So let's suppose आपके data frame में you already have very less columns. Let's suppose 10 columns ही है, and you have some new you have a column named city like this, and उसमें you have 5 to 6 unique values. तो आप उस पे one hot encoder work कर सकते हो, क्योंकि then you will get 15 to 16 column data frame, right? क्योंकि हम 10 से 10 के अंदर और 5 कॉलम्स ऐड कर रहे हैं. बट अगर लेट सपोज आपके पास एक लिस्ट एक वो है कॉलम विच इज़ ऑफ नेम्स, आपके पास 10,000 सैम्पल्स हैं एंड हर एक सैम्पल का एक डिफरेंट नेम है. ओके, सो यू हैव 10,000 डिफरेंट नेम्स. अब आप इस पे अगर इफ़ यू विल डू वन हॉट एनकोडिंग ऑन दिस, देन यू विल गेट 10,000 न्यू कॉलम्स. There it will not be like a good you can say this is not a good approach to use the one hot encoder. One hot encoder हम तभी mainly use करते हैं when we have some less few number of unique values in a specific column. Okay, जितनी ज़्यादा
So
unique
in that
values
case,
होंगी,
which encoding we should use, Param?
ordinal encoder,
Okay, okay.
because ordinal encoder just replace those object values to a numeric value. Label encoder first.
That will order alphabetically, right?
Hmm.
Alphabetically it'll order.
Right. Okay, but label
Okay.
encoder first sort the unique labels alphabetically. If my data is categorical, then assign. Okay, that I have to check. Well, I think it doesn't. Label encoder sorts the. I don't know really. Okay, so I don't think it sort the unique values. Label encoder. It by default it works like similar to the ordinal encoder. It just map it to their specific value. Okay, ordinal encoder too. So ordinal encoder में if we use the same column, then for the k unique values it will create a mapping. Okay, so mapping, you can say a dictionary, and it will just map these values to the, okay, sorry, for the same column it will map it to the integer values. Okay, so city हमारा column name रहेगा, but for Delhi let's suppose we get 0, for Mumbai we get 1, for this Chennai we get 2, for Kolkata we get 3, then again we have the Delhi, so we will have 0, then so on and so forth. Ordinal encoder do this. And label encoder, we have one more. Label encoder is same as ordinal encoder, but the difference is label encoder works only at a one column at a time. Okay, so if we have to encode 5 different columns, and if we are using label encoder, then हमें 5 different label encoders बनाने पड़ेंगे. But if we use ordinal encoder, then हम वो 5 different columns का एक ही ordinal encoder पे कर लेंगे. Okay, this is just a basic difference in label encoder and ordinal encoder. Rest of working is same.
परम ब्रो,
Yes.
मैंने PYQ में एक देखा था क्वेश्चन, उसमें डेटा में कैट, डॉग, फिश और ऐसे कैट, डॉग, बर्ड था.
Okay.
उसमें लेबल इनकोडर पूछा था, वैल्यू पूछी थी 2 की, तो उसमें आंसर था डॉग, बट डॉग तो 3rd पोजीशन पे. तो फिर मैंने चेक किया तो उसमें पहले उसने अल्फाबेटिकली असाइन किया, पहले बर्ड को, फिर कैट, फिर डॉग, फिर फिश. फिर
Okay.
उसकी वैल्यू 2 है तो फिर डॉग आंसर आया था.
Oh, okay. अगर ऐसा है तो I don't know this.
Alphabetically assign होता शायद.
Okay, so label encoder, we can also say label encoder alphabetically sorts the data, right, and then उसपे unique values assign करता. So thanks Ansh. Okay,
Yes, no problem.
so these are like 2 encoders and label encoder भी हमने देख लिया. इसमें like till now, do you guys have any doubt in any of these topics except this polynomial feature? I will cover this in PYQ. Okay, if you guys don't have any doubt, you can give a thumbs up. So then we can move ahead.
Are topics like label, binarizer, all that not important? Is that does
that
it not?
like they are just for the reference. आप लोग अगर एक एक क्वेश्चन उस पर देख लोगे और you can just try it once, you will get the idea. Okay.
वो तो
Binarizer is
वन हॉट एनकोडर का एक elaborate वर्जन
right,
होता है ना?
right. Binarizer basically, as the name suggests, if we have two unique values in a column, then we can use that label binarizers. Okay, it will just create a 0 to 1 mapping. So let's suppose if we have a gender column, male or female, or like some another column where we have two unique values, तब हम binarizer use कर सकते हैं. And dict vectorizer works as the same way. डिक्ट वेक्टराइजर का हम PYQ में देखेंगे क्योंकि वी हैव अ क्वेश्चन. सो बहुत सारे कंसेप्ट्स हैं जो हम PYQs में देखेंगे, बिकॉज देन वी विल गेट अ रफ गुड एग्जांपल आल्सो, ओके, फॉर दैट स्पेसिफिक यूज केस. And these are the like feature selection, some techniques. These like first 5 these techniques, they use the like they are the wrapper based techniques, you can say. They take the model as the input, and then based on the uh, like provided parameter, or in only percentile and k best we have to provide a parameter, and based on that models they identify what features are useful. Okay, so and select for model takes one of the feature selection technique. Okay, PC is not in a feature selection mainly. Yeah, and these are normal feature selection techniques: mutual information, various thresholds, and chi-square. About the like detailed overview, I have covered like how it works in the session for the feature selection session. I guess it was 5th or 6th session. So main तो वही है, ज़्यादा difference नहीं है. Like mutual information and chi-square में ज़्यादा difference नहीं है, but in the various threshold, okay, we will see that in example in the PYQ only. I hope various threshold का भी कोई होगा example. I have seen like right now. Let's move further to the feature scaling. So these are like main 3 techniques. इसमें किसी को कोई doubt है in the feature scaling one? We have more than 3 techniques, like more than these, but main ये techniques हैं, standard scaler, min max scaler, and max ABS scaler. Do you guys have any doubt?
For max absolute scalar,
Mhm.
formulas I have seen. One is x means in denominator there is mod of x dot max, right? And one is max of x dot max comma mod of x dot min
Okay.
in denominator.
Let me
So I have
just check the formula, max ABS scalar formula. So okay, that x max minus x min you are saying.
no max of x max and mod of x min, because if there are some negative values, so it will take negative value is the minimum value. So if you take the modulus of that minimum value, so that
Right.
will give
Of course.
so
See,
it is taken like this.
this is similar to if we simply transform this to like we will find the mod first, okay, of whole x, and then we can compute the max, right? First we are just finding the mod of complete data frame. Let's suppose this is the data we have 1 2 minus 3 5. Okay, so here we have okay, let's suppose minus 7 if we take. So normally we have the maximum value here as 5, but if we take the mode of this complete data, like the data frame or the column you can say, then we will get like 1 2 3 5 7. Then if we take the max we will get the 7, right? So this is like the general formula. Okay. Max of mod of x. Yeah, this is the main formula for the max ABS scalar. Let me write it here. X divided by max, and okay, max, and between we have the mod. So first it takes the mod, then it takes the max value. Okay, so don't get confused in that. जो name है, name is suggesting directly. Most of the names like आप opposite manner में पढ़ोगे तो आपको समझ आ जाएगा. It is first taking the absolute and then the maximum. And min max scalar का भी similarly होता है, do the max minus min. Okay. बस आपको इसका फॉर्मूला पता हो, डेट इज मोर देन इनफ. बाकी आपके पास डेटा होगा एंड फ्रॉम द डेटा यू विल गेट द आंसर. सो इसमें किसी को कोई डाउट है इन तीनों में से किसी में भी, लाइक फ्रॉम ऑल दीज थ्री?
तो आइडिया नहीं है इसके बारे में, तो ये पढ़ने के लिए ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा क्या?
Okay, feature scaling, like if you check the session you will get the complete idea why do we do the feature scaling and what is it. मैं आपको roughly formulas बता देता हूँ. So this is for the max ABS. Okay. Formula in fact मुझे भी याद नहीं रहते, I often check it. So but आप जितना ज़्यादा like practice करोगे आपको पूरा पता चल जाएगा.
ये
Yes.
नहीं, ये सेशंस आपके वो YouTube सेशंस में होंगे ना?
Right. It is in my YouTube session.
I've seen some of them partially. अभी पूरा देखने का टाइम नहीं होगा.
Okay.
दोनों है MLP और MLT.
This is the playlist. यहाँ पे like I have covered all the things like in feature selection and scaling 7 session. I have covered all these 3 scaling methods. Okay. So
Thank you.
Yes. Then we have this second one, which is min max scalar. So the formula of this is this x minus min and divided by x max minus x min. So this is the denominator and numerator. Then we have the standard scalar. Standard scalar is also known as like z-score normalization. Okay. It is another name or mathematical name you can say. And the formula for it was it subtract the mean. Mean is the x bar, we denoted by this, and divided by the standard deviation. So this is the standard deviation. Okay. And variance is basically square of standard deviation. So yes, these are the formulas. अगर आपको formula पता है then you have the data and you can basically compute what is the variance and what is the standard
Alright.
deviation.
Thank you.
Okay. Welcome. And okay, then we have this main stuff which is model pipeline. So pipeline में how many of you have doubt? Because this is one of the important topic and यही I think throughout the course चलता रहेगा. If you guys have any doubt in pipeline you can raise your hand. अगर कुछ specific doubt है तो आप वो भी पूछ सकते हो. Okay. Only 2 of you. So आप कुछ specific doubt है तो आप वो पूछ लो like in the pipeline. Or should I cover the pipeline like once again, like what a pipeline is and how it works?
Can you brief it? Can you please brief it?
In which orders scalars are to be used?
Okay, which order? What do you mean by like which order?
There are some specific orders for the scalar. First I use the standard scalar, then ordinal.
No. There is no specific order. आप जो है data distribution देख के like plot the histogram, check the distribution of the data, then accordingly आपको जो भी scalar अच्छा लग रहा है, that is you can say some advanced technique for the like feature scaling. आप डेटा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन देखो एंड आपको कैसा लग रहा है कि कहाँ पे कौन सा यूज़ करना बेटर है. मैं आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल दे देता हूँ. ओके, आई डोंट रिमेम्बर द रेंजेस मेनली which we are it's week 3 mainly. Okay, the scalar is in week 2, yes. So okay, I don't know the range. I don't know. Okay, so for the min max scalar we have the range as 0 to 1. आप रेंज के बेसिस पे भी आप कर सकते हो स्केलिंग. इट डजंट नीड टू बी लाइक आपको कोई ऑर्डर देखना है. मैक्स एबीएस स्केलर रेंज -1 to 1. ऑलराइट, -1 to 1 and here it is 0 to 1. Okay, and for z-score normalization there is no range specifically. Okay, that depends upon the standard deviation. Maybe. Standard scalar. Okay, yeah, mean 0 होता है, deviation 1 होता है, that of course we know. इसका एक फैक्ट यू कैन टेक कि यहाँ पे हमेशा मीन 0 होगा और स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन 1 होगा. ओके, सो वी विल गेट द लाइक नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन कर्व, दैट बेल कर्व, जो भी नॉर्मल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का कर्व होता है. whenever we scale like any feature using standard scalar, हमें हमेशा उसका डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऐसा मिलेगा in the shape of bell curve, mostly like this. Okay, where we have the standard deviation as 1 and mean as 0. इसका like these are the properties mainly, and behind the intuition like कौन सा यूज़ करना चाहिए आपको डेटा देख के पता चल सकता है, एंड द डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन, और आपके लिए कौन सा beneficial है. Like if you don't want any negative values in your data, then you can use min max scalar. Okay, if you are okay with the negative values, then you can use the max ABS scalar. And this standard scalar doesn't have any specific range, you can say. Okay, range में भी standard deviation के base पे vary करती है, but not specifically. I cannot say this for sure. So yes, recording is available. I am recording this session. Okay, so main यही stuff है. बाकी आपका जो data है according to your requirements, you have to use that specific scalar. कोई order नहीं है इसका. Okay, then we have the pipeline. Okay, so pipeline का mainly work होता है like let's suppose हमारे पास एक data है x. Okay, we have this data x. Okay, let me simply write pipeline here. Data x है, and in x we have two types of columns, numerical columns and categorical columns. All right, and in we have missing values in all these columns as well. हम धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ते हैं. And let's suppose in the okay, we have first, let's suppose we have missing values. Okay, then हमारा first way क्या होता है, after doing the EDA we first impute the missing values, right? हम impute करते हैं missing values, we get a new data frame, let's suppose x1 num. Okay, this is for imputing the numerical missing values, क्योंकि in numbers we can either use the mean, median or mode, right? But in categorical we can use the mode only mainly, और कोई हम specific function use करें तो that is a different thing. And in categorical also, let's suppose हमने missing values impute कर दी and we are getting x1 cat. Okay, this is a new transform data frame. Then मान लो इसके बाद हमें जो है categorical को न्यूमेरिकल में कन्वर्ट करना है, एंड कैटेगोरिकल पे वी हैव लाइक वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ कॉलम, एंड हमने ना उनको डिवाइड कर दिया इन टू पार्ट्स, फर्स्ट फॉर ऑर्डिनल एनकोडिंग एंड सेकंड फॉर वन हॉट एनकोडिंग. ओके, क्योंकि लाइक मान लो कि इन सम कॉलम्स वी हैव more than 10 unique values, and in some columns we have less than 10 unique values. So for that we are using one hot encoder, and for other we are using ordinal encoder. Then we will like do the encoding. Okay, encoding करेंगे, then we will get another data frame which we can say x2 odd cat. Okay, odd, simply odd, and then we get another data frame which is x2 odd and okay, not odd, which is OH. तो जब भी लाइक नॉर्मली इफ वी डू द एनकोडिंग तो हमारे पास हमेशा एक न्यू डेटा फ्रेम आता है, राइट, वेन एवर वी यूज द फिट अंडरस्कोर ट्रांसफॉर्म एंड ट्रांसफॉर्म. एम आई राइट guys?
Correct. Yeah. You
राइट.
can.
सो वी ऑलवेज गेट अ न्यू डेटा फ्रेम. तो यहाँ पे हमारे पास 2 न्यू डेटा फ्रेम आए एंड यहाँ पे वी हैव दिस डेटा फ्रेम एज इट इज, सो x1 num. तो यहाँ पे हमारे पास 3 डेटा फ्रेम आए. तो हमें बार बार लाइक ओके, नाउ लेट सपोज अनदर स्टेप इज फीचर स्केलिंग. ओके, सो लेट सपोज हमने जो है न्यूमेरिकल वालों पे स्टैंडर्ड स्केलर का यूज़ कर लिया. ओके, and in all the categorical columns we have used the min max scalar. Okay, then again we will get 2 new data frame. तो हमारे पास ऐसे काफ़ी सारे different data frames आ रहे हैं, like this and this. and उसके बाद मान लो हमने feature selection भी करनी है. ठीक है, feature selection is like the one extra part, but mainly we do all these things, right? And after that we train the model. Okay, model, and here we call the fit function to train the model, where we pass x and y, and that x should be the transformed x, right? जो भी ट्रांसफॉर्म दैट इज हमारे पास ये वाला x होना चाहिए. तो हम पहले इन 2 कॉलम्स को, ओके नॉट दीज 2 कॉलम्स, हम पहले इन 3 कॉलम्स में से इन 2 कॉलम्स को मर्ज करेंगे. देन फिर हम इन दोनों कॉलम्स पे स्केलिंग अप्लाई करेंगे, देन इन दोनों कॉलम्स को मर्ज करेंगे, देन वी विल गेट सम एक्स ट्रांस डेटा सेट एंड उस पर वी विल डू द फिट फंक्शन, राइट. नॉर्मली हमारा ये वे होता है. एम आई राइट? लाइक दिस इज द साइकिल, यू कैन से complete machine learning cycle, not the cycle like the pipeline. Am I missing anything in this? Feature selection is an additional part, but except this अगर मैं कुछ मिस कर रहा हूँ तो आप बोल सकते हो. ओके, सो पाइपलाइन में क्या है, हमें कुछ नहीं करना, वी कवर एवरीथिंग इन अ पाइपलाइन. ओके, and that is the code part mainly. उसके लिए you can watch my session, and we just have to and in pipeline only we have the model also. Okay, we have all these things, imputer, encoder, feature scaling, feature selection and the model as well. and then हम जो है हमारे पास ये raw data होगा ना, जो x वाला, which we have read from the csv file, हम directly उस पे model dot fit कर देंगे. okay, so model dot fit xy, it will automatically call all of these things. Okay, it will automatically impute the missing values, it will automatically encode the categorical columns, it will automatically scale those features, it will automatically do the feature selection, and अपने आप ये model भी like using only this one function हमारा जो है पूरा model train हो जाएगा. So this is what a pipeline do. It is basically creating a capsule, you can say, जिसमें हम बस रॉ डेटा पास कर रहे हैं, एंड इट इज़ डूइंग एवरीथिंग. मेनली ऑफ कोर्स बिफोर क्रिएटिंग द पाइपलाइन हमें चेक करना पड़ता है बाय क्रिएटिंग अ रफ स्ट्रक्चर कि आर वी डूइंग एवरीथिंग इन द करेक्ट वे, वी आर नॉट गेटिंग एनी एरर. क्योंकि इफ़ वी फाइंड एनी काइंड ऑफ एरर इन द पाइपलाइन तो उसको डीबग करना काफ़ी मुश्किल हो जाता है. ओके, सो दैट्स वाई पहले हम स्टार्ट करते हैं एक रॉ वे से. सॉरी,
So the pipeline is used on the train data, but we have to separately apply it for the test data.
No need. आप fit call करोगे ना, it will automatically call the fit transform. Okay, and when you call the predict, it will automatically call the transform. Okay, you don't need to separately call for the test data. आपको बस model dot predict and you will pass in the test data. It will automatically call the transform function for all the and data pre-processing steps. So that's why pipeline is used in while like deploying the model while creating a end-to-end machine learning system. And like how it works completely briefly, agar if you want to see, you can watch my 8th session. I have used various examples, I think 5 to 6 examples. मैंने बहुत सारी pipelines बनाई हैं, numerical, categorical, and I have like merged them into one main model pipeline, and uspe I have shown you like diagrams also, like how it is working. If I show you like, okay, let me go to Kaggle work, and this is my 8 session notebook, and here if we go down, so yes, this is the final pipeline which we have created. Okay, here we have 3 different uh, data pre-processing things. First is the for numerical columns we are imputing the missing value by median. Then for the categorical column also we are doing the imputation first. Then we are doing the ordinal encoder and one hot encoder, and after that we have our model linear regression. Okay, so this is complete all the pipeline stuff. मैंने बस मॉडल पाइपलाइन डॉट फिट करा एंड मेरा डेटा सेट अपने आप हो गया पास. ओके, and then for predicting I just have to do dot predict, and मैंने validation data set pass करा, and it automatically doing the like it will automatically call the transform function in the complete data which we are passing. Okay, this is how a pipeline works. आपको basic idea मिल गया?
Yes.
Okay. Baki, through the diagram you can see roughly like
Param, how do we access this notebook? Kaggle के अंदर है क्या?
Yes, it is in my Kaggle profile as well as it is in my like इस video के description में session 8 के description पे you will get this link of this notebook. Okay.
Okay.
I have this notebook. You can simply copy it, like do click on this step and आप अपने उस पे भी run कर सकते हो. Okay, and then you will get the complete idea. So this is how model pipeline works. Okay, अभी किसी को कोई doubt in the model pipeline? Okay, if you guys do not have any doubt, you can give a thumbs up, then we can move forward to the PYQs. All right, so let's move to
Param?
yes.
Param, I have one doubt. See, first we are imputing the numerical columns, and wherein based on the strategy we are filling the values of the missing values which are missing, and then for the same column we'll be doing the scaling, right?
Right. Then after that we do the scaling.
Okay, and one more thing. Suppose we have columns, categorical columns like name or address or something. We can't do any kind of encoding for that, right? So what do we do? We drop that column?
No. You can do ordinal encoding on the address. Let's suppose आप ना उस पे feature engineering थोड़ी सी करो. Okay. Like in the address we generally have something like this: our house number first, then the colony where we are living, right? Generally ये syntax होता है. We can do the feature engineering. We can extract colonies in a specific column. We can extract the house number. If house numbers are in numerical, we can simply convert them into numerical values. If not, we can do the ordinal encoding on this, and depend on the number of unique values, we can either use ordinal encoding or one hot encoding. Okay.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
This is simply like how you are working with the data. इसका कोई एक thumb rule नहीं है for any column we have. Okay. Mainly we do the try and hit and try only, like trial and error, whichever works for the model, and that we use for the like final predicting the data set. And okay, then we have like in week 4 we mainly have the linear regression. Okay, linear regression I won't be covering now because I have covered it twice. Okay, in the session 8 I have covered, and in the session 9 I have covered the linear regression, gradient descent, mean square error, cost function, as well as I have covered the regularization also. अगर आपको कुछ एक छोटा मोटा, like if you have any doubt, then you can ask me, else we can start with the PYQs. Okay, so should we start with PYQs?
Yeah.
Okay, before the PYQs, do you guys have any doubt in any question of mock? Like the mock test which we have received? किसी को कोई डाउट है इन द मॉक टेस्ट? ओके, आई थिंक नहीं है. That's good. So let's start.
So, sorry, Param, I have one question in the mock.
Yes.
Can you help me out with question number 11, which
Okay.
has get feature names out that
Okay, sure. So okay. Sorry. बहुत ज़्यादा zooming हो गई. Question 11. Yeah. So here we have a list of dictionary, right? We have two separate key value pairs. Two key value pairs we have, and dict vectorizer we are calling. Okay, so list पे अगर if we are calling directly on a dictionary, then हमारे पास जो है different columns के base पे आ जाएगा. Here we have like two different columns, and one of the column is like categorical and one is numerical. So for the numerical हमारे पास एक ही column generate होगा, which is the temperature. Okay, सबसे पहले go with the numerical one, that is the easiest part. Then we have a categorical, you can say this column. City हमारे पास एक column है, like same dictionary key we have in all these three dictionaries, and they have different values. So it is a, you can say it is a categorical column, right? हर एक city key के लिए we have different values. तो we will get like similar to the जो column names होंगे, it will be similar to the one hot encoding, like city underscore Chennai, city underscore Kolkata, and city underscore Delhi. But okay, just a difference, which is rather than underscore we have equals to in the dict vectorizer. It is basically representing city हमारी एक, we will have 4 new columns, one for this, one for this, one for this, and the one for this temperature one. क्योंकि temperature में we have numbers, so इसके लिए एक ही column बनेगा. All right. This is how dict vectorizer is working here in the list of dictionaries. So it is all yes.
about the code which is below that. What is the fit underscore transform within to array just converts everything to an array.
Right.
That's all. Okay.
Right. It is just converting it to an array. It is in fact it will give us a, it will return an array. So we are not storing it. So इसको हम इस part को हम ignore कर सकते हैं mainly. Okay. I think dict vectorizer do the transformation on the date. Okay, no. See, it returns something, हम उसको store नहीं कर रहे. But generally whenever we call that fit transform, हमारे features जो है features बन जाते हैं, ठीक है? And then we are calling the get feature names out. So ये step करना, ये call करना important है fit transform. If we don't call the fit or fit transform, then अगर हम get feature names out करेंगे, then we will get the error. मैं आपको इस code को directly copy paste करके दिखा देता हूँ. Continue editing. Dict vectorizer. Okay, let me import the dict vectorizer first. I guess it is in preprocessing, if I'm not wrong.
This is the main problem, in which library the function is coming.
Yes, ये जो है हमें उससे पता चलता है, like by practice only. It's already imported. In the question, it's already imported. Okay, it's in feature extraction. Feature extraction and dict vectorizer. So I have imported the dict vectorizer. Now let's. Oh yes, sorry, it was imported. Okay, so एक करके करते हैं. Okay. Let's first like call this, we have created a dict vectorizer. If I simply run this, I'll get this diagram normally, ठीक है? And then call the like second. Okay, before we have these two lines, right? If we directly call this line, okay, we have this line. If I directly call this line, I'll get the error. Why? क्योंकि I haven't called any kind of, like मेरे पास कोई feature names ही नहीं है. Feature name मेरे पास तभी आएंगे when I pass the data set. So for passing the data set, either I have to call the fit first or either have to call the fit transform. Then only it will get the feature names, and उसी feature names के base पे it will create the like feature names which should be like in the transform data set. Okay. Now if I, okay, let me show you with both of these example. If I simply call the vec.fit measurements, now also if I do call this, I'll get the output because मैंने fit call कर दिया, मैंने डेटा पास कर दिया है इन द फिट. सो मेरे पास फीचर नेम्स आ गए एंड इसने फीचर नेम्स जो है न्यू फीचर्स भी बना लिए, ओके, बेस्ड ऑन द एग्जिस्टिंग फीचर्स वी हैव. और इफ आई अगेन कॉल दिस, okay, again I am creating a new and still I am getting the error, I can call the transform also. If I have created the transform and now also if I run this, I'll get the feature names. And by default it is giving me a sparse matrix. So sparse matrix, you can say it is kind of a generator. जब हमें values चाहिए तभी हम we can call it. It is a compressed, you can see, compressed sparse row format. So that's why they are converting it to a array. So I think 2 underscore array it was, I'm not sure, no, 2 array, okay. Why I am getting error, yeah, so it works. So यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो we are getting this data set, okay. I have converted the sparse array into array and again fit या fit transform करना पड़ेगा, then only it will work. If you see some question where this line is commented, okay, and or this line is not there, the fit or fit transform they haven't called, then अगर आप call करोगे इसको, then you will get the error. ये just like keep this thing in mind, क्योंकि features तभी बनेंगे when we pass the data set, okay.
Okay. One more question, Param, and this is with respect to that PCA question.
Okay.
In yeah, it's question number 9. No, sorry, not PCA, regression. Question number 19.
19, okay. Yeah, here we have, okay, we have a simple equation. First of all, we can ignore this one. This is like from the MLT stuff, the formula. Why we can ignore this one? Because हमारे पास जो information दी है, we have two columns, x1 and x2, okay. So we can ignore this parameter. This is an additional parameter, like additional column, dummy column we create, okay. इसको आप ignore कर सकते हो. We have this final equation, okay, let me write it. w1 x1 plus w2 x2, and we have some epsilon also, which is the bias. And let's check, epsilon given, epsilon is 0, so we can ignore this also, okay. Then we have the final equation, sorry, okay, let me write it again. Okay, w1 x1 w2 x2, this is the final equation we have, right. And we are also given the value of w2. हमारे पास w2 की वैल्यू दी है 5 w1 divided by 7, 5 of w1 divided by 7. So simply we have this data, right, and we have the value of w2. So हम बस इस इक्वेशन में ये सारी चीज़ों को इनपुट कर देंगे एंड हमें w1 की वैल्यू मिल जाएगी. लाइक x1 पे वी हैव द डेटा, राइट. तो हर एक वैल्यू पे हम जो है सिंपली हर एक पे कर सकते हैं, हर एक डेटा पॉइंट पे. लाइक फॉर द 0 and 2 same, we will get, okay, we have 4 samples, right. So we will get 4 equations and उन 4 equations पे we have these y values. So इस y value के basis पे we will do the computation on this equation, okay, and then we will get the value of w1. This is a linear equation question, you can say. हमें बस w1 की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करनी है. हमारे पास सारी चीज़ें गिवन है, we just have to do the computation stuff.
So the final output will not return the value of w0.
Final output, okay, from the equation अगर आप इस equation में डालोगे, then of course you will get the w1 value, and that is what we have to like write, what will be the value of w1, right.
Okay. Okay, okay, thank you.
Equation में if we pass in all the things, we have x, right. हमारे पास x1 और x2 की values हैं. We have w2 also, sorry, we have w2 also. Then हम इन तीनों को डाल देंगे. We also have y, right, y train, which you can see. हम बस ये सारी वैल्यूज डाल देंगे, देन वी विल कंप्यूट कैलकुलेट फॉर द w1 वैल्यू एंड वी विल गेट द w1 वैल्यू.
Okay,
It
thank
is a
you.
simple linear equation. Okay, so anybody else have any doubt in mock, or should we move on to PYQs? Okay, so I think we should move on. Okay, so for the PYQs, let me open it side by side. Yeah. See,
Is the PDF in the group?
PDF is in the group. I will share it once again. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I have downloaded it from the group itself. Okay. So see, there are various questions. आपको जिस question में doubt होता है, you can simply ask, and we will discuss it. Okay. First basic question है, we have a data set of students. Okay. And the columns are student name, subject, score. Is the font size clear? Yes, I am recording this. Is the font size clear to you all? You can give a thumbs up, like, okay, great.
Yes.
So we have these three columns: student name, subject, and score, and we are grouping the data with based on the student name, and for each student we are getting the average score, okay, for all the subjects whichever we have. Then after executing the above code, what will the average score contain? So what do you think the output will be? Out of these four options, you can like tell this is first, this is second, this is third, and this is fourth option. What do you think? What will be the output? Any guesses, Joby, you have?
See, the average score of each student across all the subjects, because it is taking the mean of scores of all the students.
Okay, yeah, it is obviously C. You, okay, that is great. If you can see that it is more highlighted. Okay, now we have this. Okay, we have these 5 steps, and हमें जो है, we have to find the most appropriate sequence. So first step, like, one is use one-hot encoding. Second is impute missing values with mean for numeric features. Then we have remove duplicates and standardize numerical features using z-score normalization. Identify and handle outliers using the IQR method. So what would be the first step? अगर आप options को भी देखो तो an ideal step कौन सा होना चाहिए?
Remove duplicates first, or impute missing values first. I think 2 or 3.
Could be 3, 5, 2.
Okay. See, remove duplicates and missing values. So duplicates remove करना भी obviously it can be a good way. Well, I'm also little confused. हमारे पास second वाला पहले है.
Outliers also there. 5 is also there. Identify and handle outliers.
Identify and handle outliers, that will be like obviously at the end, क्योंकि जब हमारे पास एक फाइनल डेटा होगा उसी पे वी कैन हैंडल द आउटलायर्स. हम अगर फर्स्ट स्टेप पे आउटलायर हैंडल कर लेंगे, क्योंकि हमारे पास फर्स्ट स्टेप पे तो वी मे हैव मिसिंग वैल्यूज, वी मे हैव कैटेगोरिकल वेरिएबल्स, राइट? सो वी कांट हैंडल द आउटलायर्स. दैट इज ऑफ कोर्स लास्ट स्टेप, और वन ऑफ द लास्ट स्टेप यू कैन से. ओके, जस्ट वन थिंग,
So I think
स्केलिंग जो है,
first,
बस आई वांट टू गिव यू टेल यू वन थिंग. स्केलिंग जो है डेटा पे डिपेंड करती है, राइट? हाउ आर डेटा इज स्प्रेडेड. सो इफ यू डू द if you handle outliers first then do the scaling, that is the better approach. Okay, अगर आप पहले स्केल कर लोगे फीचर्स फिर आउटलायर हैंडल करोगे देन कोई मतलब नहीं होगा, क्योंकि हमारे पास ऑलरेडी डेटा एक स्केल्ड वे में आ गया. ओके, सो ऑब्वियसली normally यही होता है कि like we do the scaling after handling the outliers. So yes, options के बेस पे first step should be the remove the duplicates, right? क्योंकि if we have the duplicate rows उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है. So yes, 3 is the first. Okay, then we have fifth one, identify and handle outliers or this missing value. So कौन सा आपको appropriate लग रहा है, second one or fourth one? Like
I think second one.
right,
Second one.
Second one is the appropriate, because After removing the duplicates, we first impute the missing values, then we encode the categorical columns, right? Categorical variables and all. So second के बाद we will do the first step. Of course these two are independent steps, but order हम कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, either it can be 2 1 or 1 2, doesn't matter. Then okay, then we have 4 and 5. Okay, so पहले they are scaling the features and then they are handling the outliers. If you get like something, if you have another option which has 5 and 4 replaced, so आप उसको select कर लेना, because outliers आप पहले handle करोगे, that will be better. Then if you do the scaling, then that is good, क्योंकि
What
yes,
is
Shankar?
Z-score normalization?
Z-score normalization is standard scaler.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Shankar?
Yeah, Parampreet, I have a question.
Mhm.
If we handle missing values before removing the outliers, so उसमें missing values जो हम handle करेंगे उस पे भी तो outliers effect डालेंगे
No,
ना,
no, 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 no.
like if we mean median से replace करेंगे तो कुछ outliers impact नहीं डालेंगे क्या उस पे?
Oh
mean
yes,
से
yes.
replace
See,
करेंगे तो
mean पे it may affect, median पे it won't affect, mode पे भी it won't affect, right? Median पे it can, but median पे chances कम होते हैं, mainly like data ही ऐसा होता है majority of the times. Mean पे outliers can do the stuff, but here we have like other steps also. So उस base पे of course we first have to remove the duplicates, then impute. Let's suppose अगर okay, let's suppose हम मीन यूज़ नहीं कर रहे, if we are using the median, then this is the correct approach जो अभी हमारे पास, like for the second option, that is the correct approach we can say. Here we are like using mean and they said the most appropriate, so ज़्यादा भी अगर हम कुछ सोचेंगे तो गलत भी हो सकता है. नॉर्मल जो जनरल भी होगा वी कैन हैंडल दैट ओनली. वी कैन एज्यूम कि मीन को ज़्यादा इतना इफेक्ट नहीं कर रहे आउटलायर्स. ऑफ कोर्स इट मे इफेक्ट, बट अगर आउटलायर्स ही वैसे होंगे. ओके, लेट मी शो यू अ डेटा सैम्पल. लेट्स सपोज आई हैव प्लॉटेड अ डेटा लाइक दिस. ओके, so in this data this can be called as an outlier, right?
right.
बट मीन के लिए इफ़ वी कैलकुलेट द मीन, सो मीन जो है हमारा कुछ यहाँ पर, ओके नॉट इन फैक्ट देयर, बिकॉज हमारे पास 2 आउटलायर्स हैं एंड लेट सपोज दीज आर 20 डेटा सेट्स. ओके, सो हमारा मीन ना कुछ यहीं आएगा, ऑल राइट, बिकॉज वी ओनली हैव 2 वैल्यूज़. अगर हमारे पास मोर देन लाइक लेट सपोज हमारे पास अगर 10 to 12 आउटलायर्स हैं, दैट ऑफ कोर्स दैट इज़ नॉट अ केस. आउटलायर्स हमेशा बहुत ही लेस देन 1% ऑफ द डेटा सेट ही होते हैं मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम, राइट? इफ यू फाइंड द IQR एंड चेक, आउटलायर्स बहुत कम ही होते हैं बेस्ड अपॉन द डेटा. सो अगर हमारे पास ज़्यादा आउटलायर्स होंगे देन दैट विल बी द मोड, ऑफ कोर्स दैट देन हमारा डेटा ही उसी उसमें होगा. देन अ डेटा विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड इन दैट मैनर ओनली. Like I'm saying this one, let's suppose we have 10 12 outliers like this and some are this. We cannot call these values as outliers, right? This is the data distribution क्योंकि हमारा data ही ऐसे spreaded है. It is equally distributed almost, we can say. But here we can say these are outliers because only a few samples are away from the original distribution, right? So इसलिए मीन पे ज़्यादा इफेक्ट नहीं करता. ऑफ कोर्स मीन पे इफेक्ट करता है व्हेन वी हैव द रेशियो ऑफ आउटलायर्स इज व्हेन वी हैव वेरी हाई, बट यहाँ पे हमारे पास ऐसा कुछ स्पेसिफिक दिया नहीं हुआ केस, तो इसलिए वी कैन डू द स्टेप आफ्टर दैट. ओके शंकर, इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, thank you.
Then we have this function. Oh, sorry, this question. You are working with a data set that consists of train, test data, numerical and categorical features are there. Okay, we are using a combination of standard scaler for numerical columns and one hot encoder for that scikit-learn using the column transformer. Which of the following most likely to introduce data leakage or potential model using issues? Okay, you are utilizing fit and then transform. No, this is not a data leakage. Okay, Before you independently apply fit transform. Okay, so what do you think is the appropriate option for like out of all this, which can like handle, which can do the model, which can lead any kind of model issues or data leakage? Okay, it is September 23. Anybody like?
Actually, second one, if when we add new category in the test data, that is not present in the training data. So
Of course,
I think this
that
is
is a potential model issue, we can say. That is a data leakage, in fact. Like हमें पता चल जाएगा that is not in the training data, right? Okay,
but
same
why
situation.
what handle unknown represent?
Okay, handle unknown is of course it is important, but उस पे issue आ सकता है. उसका एक simple सा example देता हूँ. Let's suppose we are training, we have a names column, okay, in our training data, and we have names like Aman, Arun, something like this, and in the test data we have a name called, let's say, Karan, okay, which is not present in the name in our training data. So if we do the one hot encoding here, it will work. Okay, now if we transform it using one hot encoding, this will give us the error. Okay, so how to handle it? We obviously we either have to ignore this. Okay, by ignoring we have to like replace it with some different value. Let's suppose -1 or 0. बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट हम -1 यूज़ करते हैं, सो दैट मे लीड टू डेटा लीकेज कि हम सेपरेट कर रहे हैं विच इज़ टेस्ट डेटा एंड विच इज़ ट्रेनिंग डेटा. ओके, इफ़ वी इम्प्यूट टू सम ऑफ द एग्जिस्टिंग कॉलम्स ओनली, या अगर हम पहले से ही डेटा को ऐसे प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं टेस्ट डेटा को कि इट विल ओनली कंटेन the same values which we have in training data, then it won't be a data leakage issue. So yes, this is one of the appropriate option. Okay, it is a MCQ, so I think this is the correct option if I am not wrong. Okay, this is all, sorry, this is the correct option. You first apply fit on the test data. So if we do the fit on test data, then अगर हम training data पे transform करें, that is not the correct approach, right? We compute the values for the like in fact for the
Yes, yes.
standard scalar and one hot encoder based on the training data. हम training data पे we can call the fit first, then we can call the test. इस पे also like we get the data leakage, but the most appropriate option is here, like if you see.
Third one.
So I think this is the correct option if I am not wrong. मेरे पास exact नहीं है answer, so yes. Then we have like another option. You are working on a machine learning project that predict house prices. First step is EDA, then visualize the data. Which of the visualization techniques or principle is least likely to provide meaningful insights for this kind of regression? Okay, creating box plots group by the number of visualizing. पाई चार्ट, राइट, पाई चार्ट, हाउस प्राइसेस का पाई चार्ट कैसे बन सकता है? हाउस प्राइसेस इज अ रिग्रेशन, लाइक इट इज अ कॉन्टिन्यूअस डेटा, राइट? उसका हम पाई चार्ट बनाएंगे तो बहुत वियर्ड पाई चार्ट बनेगा, लाइक वी विल हैव अ लॉट ऑफ, ओके वी कॉल देम एज पाइज मेनली, जो पीसेस, सॉरी या पीसेस, we have a lot of pieces in the pie chart, we will have a lot of pieces, so of course this is the correct option, right? Is this like clear to you all? Okay.
No.
Then we have this one question. What potentially encrypts?
Actually, I didn't get the previous one.
Okay, see, these are the some data visualization techniques which are written in the options. Okay, we are handling a regression problem. We can plot a heat map for the correlation between the numerical features to check which features are like correlating more or less with the our target label, which is the house prices, right? We can plot a heat map, that is a good visualization technique. Then second is a scatter plot to plot the like data between the house square footage and its price. Okay, okay. Then we have the हाउस प्राइसेस. अगर हम हाउस प्राइसेस का डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन बनाते हैं पाई चार्ट पे, so house prices is a regression. Okay, it is a regression data set, means it is a continuous data set. So continuous data set pe we can't make a pie chart. Mainly we will have a lot of pieces in the pie chart. That is not a good way, right? And that is of course not useful for us. So now next we have this thing. Okay, we have to identify which steps are incorrect. So can you tell? हम देख के पता चल सकता है वैसे तो. Like according by looking at the code, which step, which line number you can say is doing like is the wrong step.
Because we are fitting
Right.
and transform on X test.
Test set, yes. We already have like fitted the, of course हमें X test पे कभी भी fit नहीं call करना. We have to just call the transform. This 12th line, which is yeah, this one option, right? Third option. Okay. Then we have this. Imagine you have a lot.
Test पे हम generally fit करते हैं, transform नहीं करते.
No. Test पे we only do the transform.
Okay, transform करते हैं fit.
Right. Okay, we have a data set of 1000 samples and 30 features. Okay. Unfortunately, some samples have missing values for few features. You want to remove samples with more than 3 null values present. Okay. Only one option is correct. Which one you all can tell? See, this is not the correct option. We can write like column solve. तो इससे तो सारे columns drop हो जाएंगे, right? This we can ignore directly. And then we have this one, how any. So it will drop based on like rows or columns in any way. Like it will automatically find whether the rows have more missing values or the column has more missing values than this. Yeah, last option. Why last option? Okay. I think the last option, minimum values to keep. Right. Yeah, last option इसलिए because we have the thresh parameter as 3. So it will, yeah, by default drop and removes the rows. If we set access to 1 or how to columns, then it will remove the columns. Okay. Here we have set the threshold as 3. So it will drop all the rows which have like at least 3 missing values. Okay. So at least 3 missing okay, not that least, I think, yeah, more than 3 missing values. So if there are 4 missing values or 5 missing values in a row, then it will remove those rows. So this is the option. This is a simple parameter. How any here means if row contain any missing value, yes, it will drop.
But I think correct answer of this question is drop and threshold is equal to 27.
Okay, let me check once. Drop and
Yeah, I think we want to drop more than 3.
Right. I'm also confused. Thresh repeat required that many. No, yeah, sorry. Third is the correct option. Okay, so thresh is the required that many known values. So number of known values we should have in a column. Okay. In a row. So if we have 27 known values, that means we are dropping those rows which have more than 3, or let's say we can say which have less than 28 which has more than 28 okay, I'm sorry, जिन रोज पे सबसे लाइक 3 से ज़्यादा फीचर्स पे मिसिंग वैल्यूज होंगी उनको हम ड्रॉप कर रहे हैं. So third is the correct. I got confused on this again. Okay, I hope abhi clear hoga.
Can you explain again why third is correct?
Okay, why third is correct? We have to thresh. In thresh we have to pass a number which tells how many rows we have to keep. Okay, so we have to keep okay, not how many rows, sorry, हमें हमें कौन सी रोज रखनी है जिसमें कितनी नॉन नैन वैल्यूज हो. So we have 30 features and we have to remove which have more than 3 null values. So अगर हम 27 करेंगे ना, so it will like for each row it will check whether like there are 27 for all the like 30 features, at least 27 of them has non-nan values. अगर 27 नहीं होंगे, अगर 26 होंगे देन उस रो को रिमूव कर देगा. अगर 25 होंगे देन ऑल्सो इट विल रिमूव. अगर 3 होगा ना थ्रेशोल्ड, देन इट विल ओनली कीप दोज रोज जिसमें लाइक मैक्सिमम ऑफ 3 नॉन नैन वैल्यूज होंगी. मतलब हमारा मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द डेटा इज मिसिंग वैल्यूज ओनली. So that's why third option is correct.
Third option is correct or last one?
No, third is correct. Third is correct. We have to set the threshold as like an integer which specifically says how many non-nan values should that specific row contains. Okay. So threshold as like जैसा हमारा इस पे लिखा हुआ है, thresh requires that many non-nan values. Okay. सो जितनी भी हमारी नॉन नैन वैल्यूज होनी चाहिए, सो एटलीस्ट 27 होनी चाहिए. अगर 27 नहीं है, इफ वी हैव लेस देन द थ्रेशोल्ड देन इट विल रिमूव दोज रोज. ओके. सो बिकॉज बाय डिफॉल्ट एक्सेस इज फॉर रोज, अगर एक्सेस 1 होता देन वी हैव अ सेपरेट अप्रोच. ओके. सो वी हैव टू स्टेटमेंट्स. वी हैव टू टेल which are true, which are false, to apply various scikit-learn methods from.
Hello.
Yes.
In previous question, I have the doubt.
Okay.
Where we use first option. Can you explain?
Okay. How?
How
Basically this value is wrong. Okay. In how we can only use these two things. First is any or second is all. All basically drop all the rows and columns जहाँ पे एक भी मिसिंग वैल्यू होती है. ओके. सो यहाँ पे लिखा भी हुआ है इन द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन, हम हाउ और थ्रेश को एक साथ नहीं यूज कर सकते. ओके. आइदर वी कैन यूज द थ्रेशोल्ड पैरामीटर और आइदर वी कैन यूज द हाउ. सो इफ वी हैव हाउ इक्वल्स ऑल देन इट विल ड्रॉप ऑल द कॉलम्स, ऑल द रोज जहाँ पे एक भी मिसिंग वैल्यू होगी. ओके. एंड बाय डिफॉल्ट any will drop only those any will by default drop those rows जहाँ पे missing values होंगी.
Thank you.
And from in this question, how we decide the 27 is there any?
We have 30 features and we have to remove those rows जहाँ पे more than 3 null values are present. Okay, 27 is representing how many non null values do we have at least. अगर threshold इससे कम होगा so we will remove those. अगर किसी भी रो में इससे कम नॉन नल वैल्यूज हैं, नॉन नैन और नॉन नल वैल्यूज, सो हम उसको रिमूव कर देंगे. This is how like we have to identify. Okay, so we have these two statements to apply various scikit-learn methods from in series or column. We should use pipeline. Okay, to apply various scikit-learn methods on various columns in parallel, we should use column transformer. Okay, so you guys tell me which is the correct one. Okay, so is the first statement correct? Like to apply the various scikit-learn methods from in series or a column, we should use pipeline. Is this statement correct? Like
I think it's
Both are correct.
okay.
Because pipeline is in series, column transformer parallel.
Right. You are right. पाइपलाइन पे हम सीरीज पे मेनली करते हैं क्योंकि हर एक रो के बेस पे ही होता है. पाइपलाइन पे वी डू ऑल द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन एंड ऑल. एंड कॉलम ट्रांसफॉर्मर एज द नेम सजेस्ट, it is like for doing the transformation on columns. If you see like this in the model pipeline in this notebook also, so this is the column transformer. You can see this is in parallel. Num transformer is parallel to the categorical ordinal and it is parallel to the categorical one hot encoder too. But this is in the same line, like simple imputer and ordinal encoder. So this is going like in a series wise. Okay, it is not in the parallel, it is going sequentially, and these are like the parallel column transformer works parallelly compared to the normal pipeline. So this is like a normal difference we can say, and hence both statements are true. Okay. Then this question, इस पे बहुत लोगों को I think doubt है. Okay, so last को हम ignore कर सकते हैं. Okay, we have the shuffle split. Can you tell me which one is the correct output?
Is it B?
Right, it is B. Do you guys have any confusion in this question?
Actually, I don't know what shuffle split does.
Okay, well, shuffle split basically splits the data set. Okay, so train test split under the hood it uses shuffle split only, and in shuffle split we are passing n split equals 3, so that means we will have 3 different splits for the data set. Okay, and we have test size which is 0.25, which means 25% of the data will be in the test set, and rest 75% of the data will be in the training set. And we have four examples, right? So for these 4 examples, how many, like the 25% of this 4 will be like only okay,
There are total 8 examples.
yeah, sorry, there are 8 examples. Sorry,
0 to
again
7.
got confused.
So
25% of 8, yeah, it will divide, we will multiply the length by the percentage of test site, and we will get
6
the
will
2,
be in train and 2 will be in
right? 6 will be in
test.
train and 2 will be in this. And sometimes we don't get, like हमारे पास ये loop नहीं लिखा होता, and we might get confused कि हमें directly features sorry, हमें directly data मिलेगा या हमें indexes मिलेंगे. So shuffle split always gives us the indexes. Okay, so बस उसका
But
ध्यान
the
रखना.
doubt is in K fold also, number of splits does means number of splits defines how many splits will be in training or and in data. So similarly, this shuffle split is doing, right?
Yes. See, K fold में भी हम सेम, अगर हम नंबर ऑफ स्प्लिट्स 3 प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, K fold works in a different manner, like okay, shuffle split n equals to 3, like shuffle split n equals to 3 means हमारा जो डेटा है हम उसको like 3 उसके फॉर्म्स बना रहे हैं, like this, and हमारे पास एक टेस्ट डेटा भी है, like we are getting the test data. And K fold, okay, in K fold also if we have like some n equals to 3, then also it works the same way. Then also it works the same way. K fold में mainly like क्या होता है, okay, if we see the diagram, not the diagram से well in fact confuse ही हो जाएंगे. Normally K fold भी same way में work करता है. आपको like actual में क्या doubt है?
Actually, if we do the same question by using K-fold, then means I have only one doubt. In second option,
okay,
the test data is having 153706. So why in this order? In K-fold, it is taking in the same order. Means 01, 01, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this.
No, that depends upon the random state. That is, we are shuffling the data set. Okay. Okay, shuffle, basically shuffle as the name suggests, it first shuffle the data and then it do the split. K-fold basically, let's suppose हमारे पास data directly we have like this. Oh, sorry. So let's suppose हमारे पास data ऐसे है. Okay, we have like from 1 to 10 rows. So if we do K-fold equals to 1, then मेरे पास कुछ ऐसे आ जाएगा, like last के 8 to 10, okay, 9 and 10th row हमारे पास टेस्ट सेट में आ जाएंगे, एंड बाकी का 1 to 8 we have in train. But shuffle, what shuffle does is it shuffles the complete data set first, okay, then it do the splitting. So order different हो सकता है of course in shuffle and K fold, but technique is same.
Okay.
And
So suppose if there is another option in the same manner,
okay,
like 0, 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, or in test data, 3 and 4 will be written. 3, 4, then 6, 7, then
okay,
8, 9. So
see,
which will be correct? Both?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टेस्ट और ट्रेनिंग में दोनों में ना यूनिक इंडेक्सेस होंगे. इफ़ यू हैव लाइक सम ऑप्शन जिसमें लाइक यहाँ पे भी वी हैव 4 एंड अगर टेस्ट पे भी इफ़ यू गेट द 4 दैट वोंट बी द करेक्ट ऑप्शन, क्योंकि सेम डेटा ट्रेन और टेस्ट में नहीं रहेगा, राइट? डेटा विल बी डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड.
Okay.
So yes. Okay, then we have this ridge. This we can ignore. This is in the week 5. अगर आपको करना है still you can do. रिच का मेनली तो हमें करने की जरूरत नहीं है वैसे तो.
परमप्रीत,
यस,
प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन मुझे समझ नहीं आया है.
रिच वाला,
नहीं, लास्ट वन,
लास्ट वाला.
टेस्ट वन. या दिस वन.
ओके, वी आर गेटिंग द टेस्ट इंडेक्सेस एंड द ट्रेनिंग इंडेक्सेस, एंड हम इस इंडेक्सेस को इस डेटा फ्रेम में डालेंगे एक्स में, एंड देन वी विल गेट द आउटपुट. ओके, आउटपुट ऑफ मेनली लाइक जो हमारा डेटा है एग्जैक्ट हमें डेटा मिल जाएगा. मैं एक सैम्पल दे देता हूँ आपको. लेट सपोज मेरे पास सिर्फ अभी 5 सैम्पल्स हैं. ओके, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and I have test size as 0.25 only. Okay, let's say 0.20. So 2 will be in my test set, right? 2 elements, and rest 3 elements will be in the okay, not 0.20, sorry, 0.40 if I say. Then 2 elements will be in my test set and 3 elements will be in my training set. And ये जो है मुझे it gives us the index. So index इसका कुछ ऐसे है 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it might give me like 4, 3, 1 and 2, 3, something like this. But shuffle split will it doesn't give you me like it will not give me the data set. Okay, जो shuffle data set है हमारे पास ये इंडेक्स आएगा एस, एंड इस इंडेक्स को हम हमारे डेटा फ्रेम में डाल देंगे. देन वी विल गेट द आर लाइक स्प्लिटेड डेटा सेट, ओके, इन अ मैनर. सो दैट्स हाउ शफल स्प्लिट इज वर्किंग. ओके, this ridge one you can ignore. This is in the week 5 and we have this. Okay guys, आपको कोई स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन पे कोई डाउट है? इफ यू हैव एनी स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन आईडी और क्वेश्चन नंबर, हम उस पर डायरेक्टली चले जाते हैं क्योंकि ऑलरेडी 2 आवर्स हो गए हैं एंड PYQ is of like it is of 90 pages. We are on 9th page. So आपको कोई स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन नंबर पे डाउट है, you can send the question number or tell the question number in chat. Okay, if you don't have any doubt, like कोई specific topic है?
In pipeline type of questions, there are many confusions. So if you consider doing pipeline questions, that will be better.
Okay, मैं pipeline के आपको 1-2 questions बता देता हूँ. Okay, the first pipeline question is this. We have first polynomial features, then the scalar. So we have to tell which of the following statements accurately describe the option of this pipeline. Polynomial features. Okay, which of the following option is correct? आप लोग बताओ, like based on the pipeline given. First, second, third or fourth. This is easier. Well, आप एक एक ऑप्शन को देखो. जिस सीक्वेंस में हमने पाइपलाइन डिफाइन की है ना, उसी सेम सीक्वेंस में द operations will be happen. Operations will be executed, everything. Okay, the functions will be executed. So first we have
Actually,
like
there are two things. One is interaction only true, and if interaction only true is not mentioned or it is false.
Okay,
So,
मैं आपको उसका बता देता हूँ अभी. जनरली लाइक ओके, मैं पहले उसका क्लियर कर देता हूँ. सो पॉलिनोमियल फीचर्स पे लेट्स सपोज वी हैव 2 features in our data set x1 x2. okay, so if we are calling this polynomial features and degree हमारी 2 है, interaction is true. okay, you can denote it as a shorthand. then okay, normally interaction हमारा false होता है. ओके देन क्या होगा हमारे इसमें ना पूरे लाइक डिफरेंट पॉलिनोमियल फीचर्स बनेंगे. डिग्री हमारी 2 है, सो एक बनेगा x1 स्क्वायर, ओके एक बनेगा x2 स्क्वायर, और ओके नॉट द प्लस, एक बनेगा x1 इंटू x2. ओके बिकॉज इन सबकी डिग्री 2 होगी. आप देखोगे इसकी भी डिग्री 2, इसकी भी डिग्री 2, इसकी डिग्री 1, इसकी डिग्री 1, सो दैट विल बी 2. If we have polynomial features 3 and interaction is false, then we will get these many features: x1 cube, x2 cube, and x1 x2 square, or x1 square x2 square x2. ओके बिकॉज इन सब में इन सब की डिग्री जो है 3 है. अगर इंटरेक्शन ओनली ट्रू होगा ना, देन जो फीचर्स आपस में इंटरेक्ट कर रहे हैं सिर्फ वही आउटपुट आएगा. That is this, and here we have this. Okay, this is for interaction only true. So this only you have to like just remember the features who are interacting with each other wahi select honge. So here we have interaction only true, so the first option is incorrect. Of course, transform data will consist of the original feature, their square, and interaction. Squares nahi, squares to nahi honge. Okay,
Actually, but in that case, for interaction only true, those interactions will be considered which are having the degrees lesser than the given degrees.
not the lesser than the given degrees. बस इंटरेक्शन वाले ही होंगे,
Okay.
लेसर वाले नहीं होंगे, फीचर्स ही वैसे बनेंगे. तो यस इंटरेक्शन वाले जितने भी इंटरेक्शन होंगी वो सारे हमारे पास फीचर्स आ जाएंगे. सो लाइक हियर वी हैव दिस ऑप्शन 4 विच इज़ करेक्ट. सबसे पहले इंटरेक्शन टर्म्स विल बी जनरेटेड बाय द पाइपलाइन which are like then scaled between 0 to 1 using min max scaler without including the scale terms, of course. Okay, this of course we can ignore. This is SGD regression, most likely to underfit. That is more in the week 5 part. We can simply say max iter 5 because we have maximum iteration as 5, so model is not converged, and hence we can say this model is underfitted. You can ignore this question. Okay, variance threshold 0. So variance threshold basically calculate the variance of each column, and for first column we have like some higher variance we can see by the data, but for second column we have that same data, so इसका variance 0 होगा. Third का भी we have some variance.
No variance.
Yeah, and fourth के लिए हमारे पास 0 variance होगा. Okay, so which columns may not be included in the selected data. अगर हमारा threshold 0 है तो सेकेंड और फोर्थ वाला इंक्लूड नहीं होगा. कॉलम एट इंडेक्स 1, कॉलम एट इंडेक्स 3. ऑलराइट, दिस इज अ बेसिक क्वेश्चन. दिस वाज द वेरिएंस वन. learning rate, this you can ignore. This is in the week 4 mainly. Okay.
No, actually he told that SGD regression will come.
SGD regression is in the week 3, but that learning rate parameters, these are in the week 5. These are not in week 4. Okay. While performing ADA. Okay. Guys, कोई specific question पे आपको कोई doubt है?
Actually, in last term quiz.
Okay, where is the last term?
May 23. May 23. Question number 298.
Question number 298. Okay. Can you give me the like question ID? That will be better. Okay, I have only this one. Okay, let me check. I have supplementary answer key question. Question 298, right? Yogendra?
Yes, 298. Question ID is 409 in the last. May 23, 4 noon.
Okay, May 23, 40. 40, what is question ID?
Last time is 24.
408, last one.
408, I'm not getting like any. I don't know इसमें है या नहीं. Okay, I'm not getting it. यहाँ पे let me check.
See, I think from the February term का पूछा है.
Okay, 298 we have to of this.
This is May 23 4 known question paper.
Okay, May 23 का. May 23. Can you give the like question paper, the link of the question paper? That will be better. ये नहीं दिख रहा इसमें मुझे.
Actually, I have downloaded it from Ace Grade.
Okay. Yeah. May 23 it was, right? Quiz 1, diploma and MLT.
May 23 4 known.
What is the question number?
May 23 4 known.
No. That is okay. Question number क्या?
298.
298. Okay, still 298 is not there.
No, you have opened, I think, May 23 AM afternoon.
Okay, quiz 1 पे तो यही आ रहा है मेरे पास जो है. Either can you share the driving और question आप बता दो like कौन सा है, थोड़ा idea लग जाएगा. What is the question?
Actually, this is related to polynomial 1
Okay.
and interaction only true.
Regression. Yeah. This one?
No.
Okay.
Actually, it is similar to what we are doing in that
So
paper. Yeah.
question is paper is ended. If you can share
No
the
issue.
driving.
No issue. I will
Yeah.
discuss
Do you
it
guys
with
have any other doubt like in any topic or something? क्योंकि PYQs बहुत सारे हैं and I have some urgent work also, so can't figure out all this. Yes.
Can you discuss a little bit about leave one out cross validation?
Leave one out cross validation. Okay, for that much I even don't know much.
SVM is coming in quiz
No.
state
SVM
vector
is
machine.
not there. Leave one out. Okay, I don't know exactly, so I can't tell you. Okay. For rest of like, do you have any other doubt? If you guys have any doubt like in any other topic, you can tell me. Like, you can clear it. All right. So I think कोई doubt नहीं है आप लोगों को. So shall we end the revision session? Okay. Thank you. So I think we should end the revision session. So let me stop sharing the screen and okay.